guys, this is Zelric here. I am coming on to give a little update to the build to see if anybody else wants to follow it. This version of the build, I'm gonna say, is very similar to people like Zizaran and Polystren. They are much better at making builds than I am, so just as a first disclaimer, you are more than welcome to follow this build, but I am definitely going to say that if you want to follow another build, there's obviously no shame in it. I think my build has merit, and I'm using my own build. I have obviously looked at their builds and have gotten inspiration for changes I need to make in my build, but there are certain differences in my build. I don't know which one's better. Theirs could be, which is why I'm saying I would recommend you look at all of the different mortar cannon builds and see which one you like better. But overall, that's a decision you get to make. If you want to follow this build, I have made a Mobalytics alongside having a Path of Building code for Path of Building 2 in it. This is just basically an imported character. This is what my character is at the time of me recording this. It's level 83, and I just killed the King of the Mist's first difficulty fight, the 50, basically the quest version. I did it fairly easily. I kept getting one shot, so I'm kind of squishy right now, but that's because my current character doesn't have a lot of armor, and I think the more armor you have, the better. I also haven't done my Uber Lab on my character, which would either be Cannons Ready or the node that is past Polish That Gear, which I'll show you in the tree down below. Either way is better, is good for you. The one above Polish That Gear is... I'll zoom in a little bit to... You either go this one right here, stay light, use cover. This is going to be the more defensive side, obviously. You go this if you're just feeling like you cannot get tanky enough and you feel like your damage is good enough to mostly get through the game. It's just the fact that you keep dying to everything. This is honestly what I'd recommend for people, because the other option is Cannons Ready, and while it does give you a massive damage buff, it comes with the downside of not being able to have your totems fire on their own. You actually have to fire your own weapon first for them to want to fire alongside you, which gives you a massive skill speed bonus and another totem to summon, like without needing gear. So you can decide for yourself whether you like the more defensive side for softcore if you are playing that or not. I know for people who are going to play hardcore, this is definitely the way you want to go. Stay light, use cover, and definitely be upgrading your gear as much as humanly possible. Try and keep your armor very high. The more armor you have, the better, because Polish That Gear. The deflection rating is really nice, but you obviously need a lot of armor rating because it uses the actual number, not the percentage that it says you're mitigating. It uses the actual number of armor that you're using to derive the amount of deflection rating you're getting from it. So it's amazing. You can also use armor evasion gear and then use this node right here. I don't have any armor evasion gear on, so I'm not using it. But if you are using either evasion gear or armor evasion gear, and you end up with a decently high amount of evasion, this alongside using this is amazing. Honestly, I would get glancing blows anyway. That's probably going to be my next point, because you're not going to be using evasion. We're using armor mostly, and having your deflect chance be lucky is amazing. And since we're not using evasion at all, the chance for evade to be unlucky doesn't really affect us. It's just kind of a really good all-around pick. I'm only level 83 on this tree, but there are several nodes you could go. Short Shot is a very good node. Obviously, Glancing Blows is a good node. Iron Reflexes is amazing for us. Anything that increases your defenses. Armor nodes in general. Up here is some good armor nodes if you want to go a little bit further alongside a Jewel Socket. These are just some good options for you to have. Obviously, having your armor deal with some of that elemental damage is also very nice. So there's another upside to this whole node, because you can get like 40% on certain pieces of gear, like your gloves and boots and stuff. and even higher on your chest piece, I do believe. So you can get a decent amount of this on gear and tree and stuff, which is really nice. I would say I'm still using Explosive Shot as my main, and I'm using Voltaxic Grenade as my shocking with Stormfire, because all of your stuff will be igniting basically all the time, so anything you're fighting will be ignited. So if something that can shock has Stormfire on it, and the enemy is ignited, they will be shocked for as long as they are ignited, which they should be ignited basically the entire time you're fighting them. It's just getting that shock on them that sometimes can be kind of difficult. I haven't found it to be too difficult, but it is annoying. And Galvanic Shards is the other move that a lot of people use to get shocks on people. I like the Voltaxic Grenade, but Voltic Grenade. Anyway, you do you. That's up to you. I feel like there isn't a better version of it. I don't really like switching ammo types all that much. It doesn't feel as good as just launching a grenade at someone. But that mileage is entirely up to you. Either way, I'm going to leave an import link, or the link to the Mobalytics, down in the description of this video. If all you see is a blank page, it's because it switched it over to this. This is why there's multiple of these. I would use this import, or either one of these that are actually populated. For some reason, it starts off on the blank one, and I can't get it to delete it. So, yeah, that's that. So switch over to one of these imported or default ones, and that'll show you the gear I have and the gems that I have. The crossbow shots are just I populated the gems in there for one of the nodes on the tree. So this node right here, the notable. I've got to zoom in. This notable right here, Gem Enthusiast, and this node over here is why I populated the crossbow shot. Now, if you have two crossbow shots, only the active crossbow shot counts in the gem amount calculations. So if you have two of them, and one of them is a different setup to the other one, then it doesn't count. So you need both of your crossbow shots to have the exact same amount of whatever gems you have in there to get you to whatever amount of colored gem slots you need to get your maximum life on this node and your maximum movement speed. You need to have both of them have the same setup. That way you're not losing your life total when switching between the two sets that you have. If you're using a secondary set. If you're not, then just make sure you maintain having 10 red support gems, and 10 red support gems is really like the main one for your 5% life. Green is secondary. It's nice. It's not super important that you get that one. And then, of course, maximum mana is nothing. You don't have to worry about getting a bunch of blue gems because maximum mana really isn't a problem in this build. So you don't really need it. Ratha's Assault is the other thing that I would say you need. It's on Explosive Shot here. This Ratha's Assault, it allows you to basically have infinite ammo. Essentially, it allows you to load 3 more bolts into the shot, and when you dodge roll, it loads 3 shots but you can't reload on your own. It doesn't automatically reload anymore. You have to reload using the dodge roll. It feels way better. It takes a little bit of getting used to like switch your mindset from auto reloading to reloading when you dodge roll, so you may end up clicking a few times, realizing you're out of bullets and you need to dodge roll to reload. That's just a little bit of like a getting your mind right kind of situation, but I think this thing is a absolute godsend, and it's amazing, and once you're down with it, you never run out of bolts ever again. Anyway, you can go ahead and go through this if you want to. I've added a little bit to it and as a write-up. It's just a simple import basically with a couple more write-ups in it. I appreciate everybody for watching. I did have a previous build video and my thoughts on 0.3.0, the third edict, but didn't either it didn't get pushed to everybody or just nobody decided to click on it. Either way, that's fine. But I did have a video that I posted 4 days ago if somebody wants to watch it. I appreciate everyone that comes here to watch these videos. Thank you so much for everything y'all do. Please leave a like and subscribe if you like the content I make, and have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace out.